Good morning. I just wanted to do a quick garden update. I mainly wanted to come out and check and see if my apricots were ready yet. So let me show you what they're doing. So they're not quite ready, but they are starting to turn. Now this tree was completely loaded in apricot blossoms, and we had some super high winds, I don't know, right when everything was setting, and I think most of the blossoms fell off. I don't think we've ever had that happen. So what started off was going to be a huge apricot harvest now is not. There's kind of a little bunch up there. I don't know if you can see them, but there's some here and there. It's not going to be a lot. We'll enjoy eating them, but definitely not going to be a huge harvest. I did want to show you my pixie peach tree. I've got a lot of peaches on this tree. I don't know if you can see them all, but I mean, it's just an incredible amount of peaches. This little bitty tree, I mean, it couldn't be more than, I don't know, 4 feet high. It's a miniature tree. And this particular tree just has so many peaches. So I would never be afraid to buy a miniature tree. They still can provide a lot of fruit. And these are my little avocado trees. I've just planted them a couple of years ago. This year I actually got quite a few avocados off this tree. It seems to be doing a little bit better than the other one, but they're to pollinate each other. And of course we have big avocado trees out in the grove, so I think those help to pollinate. But I was out here the other day and I did notice there were already little avocados on my tree starting to grow. See if I can find a couple for you. Oh, there's a few. There's one right there. They're very small, and these have kind of an interesting texture to the skin. It's more of like a shiny, thin skin. These are not the Haas, but they're very delicious. Anyway, I did find several little avocados starting to grow, so. And then this year is going to be the year that my persimmon tree really took off. So every year this is one of my favorite trees, and every year on this tree I get about maybe 20 persimmons, and then I have a friend who gives me a lot of persimmons. This year it's different. Every single branch has like 10, persimmon, I don't know what you call them, but little pods. This is going to have a lot of persimmons this year. And they're kind of an interesting, see the little persimmons growing inside of look at those. Those are usually ready around October, November. I'm going to go back so you can see how big that tree is. Last year, I'd say probably half the tree was just branches that didn't have leaves on it, and they just seem to be going higher and higher, and the tree is just very healthy. It's doing really well. This is my Hancock peach. This is a white peach, a very, very sweet peach. It's really delicious to eat fresh. Now, I had a couple big branches break last year, and I wasn't quite sure what was going to happen with the tree, but it's done very well. I tried to clean out more of the middle part of the tree, so these other branches got a lot of sun, and that seemed to really work well. I've just got a huge harvest of peaches we're going to have from this tree. And these are usually mid-July that we start enjoying these peaches. And they're not really a peach you can with, but they're really good for fresh eating or pie or something like that. This is my Alberta peach. It's a Kim peach. And again, this tree, I didn't have a lot of peaches on it last year. But this year, oh my gosh, it's loaded with peaches. I mean, I've probably got a couple hundred peaches on this tree alone. And this is a good canning peach. It's good eating fresh. It's good eating canning, making into pie, cobblers. I mean, it's just wonderful. But the main thing I do with these peaches is I like to cut them into slices and freeze them individually and then use them for smoothies or whatever throughout the year. These are my nectarine trees. I've got a white nectarine tree, and although the tree's very small, I always get a lot of nectarines off of it. And this is my yellow nectarine. And these are my favorite. These are really, really good nectarines. I have, more than I'll be able to eat from them, but they are very good. I did some good pruning last year. I was really happy with the results. So this is my European plum, and I haven't been over here to look at it, but I notice it's just infested with aphids. So I am going to be getting something to spray it with, but I'm also going to be using the hose a little bit later today. I do have fruit on this tree. Look at this. Oh my gosh, I should have been out here sooner looking at this. It definitely has some fruit in there. I don't know if you can see it. It's not as much as previous years. I pruned back really heavily this year. I had so much fruit, I couldn't even give it away last year. It looks like I've also got aphids on my pluot tree. So I'm going to get the hose out here and spray these two trees today. And I'm probably going to have to get something for these aphids. Oh my gosh, I wish I'd noticed that sooner. That's why it's good to come out here every once in a while and take a look at everything. This is my apple tree. This is a Fuji apple tree. I always get a lot of apples off this. And I let some of the branches grow low because my dog loves these apples. And there's my little Lucy. She's such a good dog. But she comes and eats these apples, and she enjoys them when they come ripe. All right, and then just a few roses. They're looking beautiful. I'm going to need to take some of these dead heads off. I just love the color of these roses. They're just, look at this one. It's just spectacular. These are my dark red roses. Really pretty. Yeah, I need to come out and trim these roses this morning. Look at these. I'm going to pick several of them and put them in a vase. They're really beautiful. I love these roses. But they do need some attention, just like everything. These are my Queen Elizabeth roses. They're really gorgeous. Look at those. So everything out here in the garden is doing really well. My cucumbers are starting to climb up this little trellis. I've got some beets and some different Tom Thumb lettuces. These are some beautiful nasturtiums I planted. And as promised, my hydrangeas are all flowering. Beautiful. I've got some cilantro I'm starting to pick and enjoy on my salads. More nasturtiums. This is some red Russian, actually this is just Russian kale. And some Swiss chard in here. This is all garlic. My chamomile. Look at these tomato plants. They're huge. But I need to work out here a little bit more. I've been sick for about a week and a half, and I tried to do a little bit of staking, but other than that, I really haven't attended to any weeds this last week and a half, nothing. So probably today I'm going to be working on some of that. Look at my flowers. Everything's starting to bloom. Got some cactus dahlias that are starting to bloom. Just got everything just Just love this bed. Look at these. They're just so beautiful. There's a lot of activity in there. And these are my scarlet runner beans. I've never grown these before. I'm just so thrilled with how they're working. Look at that beautiful color dahlia. Look at that. Gorgeous. I love the way beans grow up a trellis. These are my pole beans over here. Lots and lots and lots of tomato plants. Just got a lot of activity. These are pole beans. And those I actually planted from beans I harvested and saved last year. These are my pumpkins are starting to get flowers on them. My cauliflower's doing well. Everything's doing good. I need to weed. My spaghetti squash are going crazy. They're starting to I was gonna try to train them up this trellis, and I may work on staking that today, actually. I think that would help. But it's okay if they go that way too. I mean, it's not gonna hurt anything. These are all spaghetti squash. I'm hoping I have a good harvest of those this year. It's one of my favorite vegetables. And these are yellow crookneck. I'm starting to get lots of little yellow crooknecks growing. If you can see them, they're so cute. And over here, lots of leaves. These nasturtiums. These are actually, this is a vine from this scarlet runner. I'm going to make sure that goes up the trellis because, oops, I broke it. Bad, bad, bad. All right, I'm going to just put it right in there so it'll keep going. Keep going, you can do it. There we go. I love these nasturtiums. They just take up so much area. I think I'm going to take some twine and kind of tie them together a little bit. I got to think about this. I don't know where this came from. Well, it's all tied up with the nasturtium. All right. I'm gonna do this. There we go. All right. Every flower is so different this year. That's gonna be a pretty colored dahlia. Dill, it's already coming to a head. That's great. I'm going to harvest some of this because I can dehydrate it. Again, I've got some more beans growing. I think these are some bush beans, if I'm correct. And these are zucchinis. know if you can see them. There's actually quite a few in there growing. They're hard to see. They're way down behind the leaves. There's one. You can see it. These are my little baby cherry tomato and yellow pears. I have a lot of tomatoes this year. They're all doing really well. Thanks for joining me this morning. If you're not a subscriber, please consider subscribing to my channel. Give me a like, a thumbs up, or ring the bell for future notifications, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.